So anyway, all right, so that's your wheel.
Yeah.
So what you guys want to look at in your life is this. This is what you're doing all day. This is happening all day. All right, I have desire, I send that energy, I attract something, I have an outcome, I get validated, I'm back to square one. We're doing it all day. Everybody's doing the same thing. Because everybody wants to keep doing this, they want to keep going around and around and around and around, because they don't realize that they're even doing this. Because here's what's happening. Your brain is jumping in, and your brain is saying, what? What happened? I need to figure out what happened. Now I'm going to call my friends, and they're going to tell me, oh, the company sucks anyway. They're going to go out of business. Right? So all that, what that's doing is, all that is taking me out of my feeling. It's not letting me feel what I need to feel. Right? So I need to feel what I feel. So now, in doing this in the future, I want to understand what I'm doing here. And I don't want to do this. So what I have to do is say, hey, if I have a desire, now you may not know this, right? You don't know you have a desire to feel rejected. But when you get here to this outcome, right, this is where you need to deal with this. This is what happened. Your question should be, how do I feel about it? That's the question. How do I feel about what happened? So here's what we want to do. Actually, Maria has the best description for this when she always says to me, what does that remind you of? Right? That is your line that I love. That is her patent. We're going to have to trademark that. Because that is awesome. Because she always says, that's what you got to do. What does that remind me of? This is what she uses herself when she does her teachings. Right? She does it with you. What does it remind me of? What does this remind me of? So what I want to be able to do is say, this just happened to me. I lost my job, I feel, but I have to know what I feel. I feel X. Now I want to say, where's this coming from? Right? What does this remind, what does this remind me of? That's one. The second part is who? It's what and it's who. So the bottom line is, what does this remind me of? Well, this reminds me of when I was a kid and this used to happen. With who? My mother, my father. It's going to be one of those two. It's always going to be one, or it's going to be the other one. So it's going to be mother, or it's going to be a father. So this is happening all the time. But here's what happens. Until I can identify the feeling, I'm stuck. Until I identify what I feel, I can't get out of that cycle because I keep holding myself over and over again and going around and around and around. Now this is hard to do and hard to discipline yourself to do here in the physical world because you're so enjoying this cycle. Aren't you enjoying it? On some level, you say, wow, I keep doing this, it's exciting. I get to be upset, I get to go up, I get to go down, I get to be emotional, I get to be yelling, I get to be screaming, I get to be crying, I get to be upset, I get to be cursing people out. There's a lot of excitement there. So now you're going to give up all that excitement, I hate to tell you. I'm trying to give up the excitement. We want you to be more peaceful and calm. I don't want you to be all excited like this. I want you to be calm and peaceful. So now you want to get out of the cycle. So I need to identify. So this becomes a different thing to understand. So now, what's happening is you're holding the energy on yourself, but on some level you're holding it on that parent. So you have the anger toward that parent. He's still holding it. So because you're still holding it, it's still sending out signals, you see? It's still sending it out there. Because I'm not dealing with it. So I'm still holding the energy and the anger toward one of my parents, and I haven't dealt with it, and because I'm holding that energy, I haven't gotten rid of it, and because I haven't gotten rid of it, I'm still vibrating it, and because I'm still vibrating it, I'm still recreating it over and over again with different people. So this is the shift that you want to take place. But this is part of your journey. This is part of your karmic journey. So part of your journey is, I came to feel all these different feelings and emotions up and down, up and down, up and down. I want to be able to really experience all this stuff. I want to accept that I'm here to feel all these feelings up and down. That's the game. But I want to stop it. So here's what happens. Now the question is, how do you get rid of it? Anybody want to get rid of it? You want to keep doing it, or you want to get rid of it? You want to get rid of it. So the idea is, I need to feel it. So here's where we get gets a little dicey for us, is I'm going to give you the word that is going to be an important word for you to change this, which is you have to now allow yourself to feel it. You have to allow yourself to feel what you feel with no judgment. That's the hard part. That's the tough part. So now, think about what happens. I have this feeling of anger toward my father or my mother, and I'm really angry, and I want to allow myself to feel this, but I never did this before because I always stopped myself. Why did you stop yourself?
You didn't want to judge your parents.
You didn't want to judge your parents, but why else?
You don't want to face reality of this?
Yeah, you don't want to deal with the reality, you don't want to deal with the pain.
Right.
That's part of it. What else? What did you learn about your parents?
They're fine.
No, but you didn't learn that. What did you learn about being angry at your parents growing up?
Wrong.
That's bad. You can't do that. You're a bad person. You can't go be mad at your parents. You're not allowed to do that. It's in the Ten Commandments, you know. Guy got 2 rocks, came down, showed up to everybody, and for the next few thousand years, we're just sitting there saying, good, oh, that's what we're going to do. This is an amazing part of life to me, isn't it? That people said things thousands of years ago, we take it as that's what we should never question it or look at it and say, maybe that was a few thousand years ago. Maybe in context it's different now than 2015, and those things were written God knows when. Yes, sir.
I think that more than judge myself, I think the judge of others also is something that
Very
you
good.
don't want to confront.
You don't want to confront what? The judgment of what?
Of other people.
Sure.
Because of being angry at other parents.
So what do you do by judging your feelings? That's what we want to not. That's what you're going to do, though. So here's what happens. You're gonna feel. Let's say you start feeling really negative feelings towards your father. What do you start thinking about? What comes up? Guilt. What else?
Abandonment.
Abandonment could be part of it. What else? But how do you feel? I'm really going down the road of having this feeling of a lot of anger toward my parents. How do you handle that?
It's scary,
Why?
because I don't know what the
You're
end
supposed to
will
have
be.
it feeling.
I'm not supposed to have that feeling. Because they're my parents and I'm not supposed to be mad at them. I'm not supposed to have anger. I'm not allowed to go down that road. Right? That's not a road that I'm supposed to go down. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to judge this, or I'm going to bend it. And what I mean by bend it is I'm going to say, well, you know, my father was an alcoholic and his father was an alcoholic. What could he do? So what did I just do now?
Justified it.
I justified it. I took the emotion off the table by creating a justification and a condition to make it okay. It's not okay. So that's where the rubber meets the road here, is to say, whatever I feel is valid. Whatever you feel is what you feel. That's what you're feeling. If you're feeling a feeling, it is not good or bad. It is not to be, that feeling is not to be judged as right or wrong. It is just what it is. So this is the hard part, because your brain wants to jump in and create a judgment of the feeling and then take you, what happens, the minute your brain comes in and does that, it pulls you out of the feeling. Because you start going down that road, then your brain comes in and says, well, you know, my father was this and he did that and he didn't mean to do it, or he was a bad guy, and now it's pulling you out of the feeling. So why do you think you don't want to feel this?
Was it wrong?
It's what?
Wrong.
It's wrong to feel angry at your parents. It's wrong to have a negative feeling about your parents. So you feel like you're doing something wrong. That's why we stop. And that's what you can't do. Because when you stop, you don't let it go. You see, you're holding on to it. I'm not letting it out. I'm just holding it. I'm not letting it get out of my system. And I'm holding on to that feeling, and I just keep holding it and holding it and holding it and holding it. So I need to be able to go there. So that's why I say I want to allow myself to go to the feeling that I'm feeling with no judgment, because that will allow me to let it go. But I also don't want to judge myself. Because you may see yourself as a bad person for having this feeling about my parent. Right now I'm judging my own self. Because I'm saying, oh, I don't want to have this feeling about my mother or father. That makes me a bad person. This is where we get stuck. So now you want to get out of your wheel, you want to stop being in your wheel, you want to start going in a different direction. I want to start moving into a different space. I can't do that if I don't go here. So your job now, here's what, I'm going to give you a couple of things that I think will help you. One of the things I like to do, is, that I recommend for people, is to keep, does anybody here journal?
Yes.
So what you should do at the end of the day, one of the things I found to be very effective, especially early on, was I would do an emotional entries at the end of the day. And I would say, you know, what was I feeling today? How did I feel today when this happened? How did I feel today when this happened? How did I feel today when... Now, it could be anything. It could be, wow, you know, somebody opened the car door for me. How did I feel? Wow, I felt good about that. You know, oh, people went to lunch and they didn't invite me. How did I feel about that? So instead of you projecting anger and projecting the feeling out, you want to go to, how did I feel? Because who created the circumstance?
I did.
You did. What are you mad at them for? So here's the deal. The people in your life, think of yourself as like a movie director. That's how you should see yourself. You're directing the movie. You selected the cast. You brought them in. Don't be mad at them. You brought them in. You hired them. That's your job. You hired those people to be in your life, to be in your circumstance, to be in your situation, to create that thing over and over again. And that's what you did. As you did it, and so for you, every time you project that anger out, or you don't deal with those feelings yourself, what ends up happening is you hold yourself in that position. So you have to keep going to that place of, how does this feel, how does this feel, how does this feel? So that's one part of it, right? And I want to be careful. Now the other part of it, and I don't think we focus enough attention on, which is, how do I want to feel? So how many of you get up in the morning and say, this is how I want to feel today? Anybody? So how do you want to feel? How do you want to feel? Think about getting up tomorrow. How do you want to feel?
Happy, successful.
Happy, what else?
Confident.
Confident, what else?
Blessed.
Blessed, good, what else?
Respected.
Respected, that's a big one. Right, I want to feel respected. What else? What's that?
Just free.
Free, freedom, that's a good feeling, right? To be free, that's a great feeling. Anybody else?
Significant.
Significant, what does that mean?
Meaning like you've done something, made a difference, you
You matter.
better, yeah.
So why are you not significant just because you're you? Why do you have to do something? Think about it. Okay, so interesting how you framed it, right? I want to do something to make me significant. You're already significant. Don't you think? Maybe you don't. I don't know. So why do you have to do something?
Maybe it's not significant, but recognition.
Recognition for what?
It's not me, I'm just saying,
I'm sure it
maybe you
isn't.
want to do something and be recognized.
So you want to do something and be recognized.
I
Why?
don't want to be recognized, I'm saying maybe that's a reason
That
to
could
say
be.
you want to be
But
significant.
why do I need to be recognized?
Validation.
Make
Yeah.
yourself feel
Well,
better.
it's an ego thing, right?
Yeah.
Right? Everything's egoically driven. So what I want to look at myself and say, how do I want to feel, right? So if I want to feel validated, then that means I feel like I'm less than. If I'm looking to feel validated. So that means I feel like I'm not doing something right, or I'm doing something wrong, or I'm not doing a good job, or whatever it is, because I need to feel validated, I need to feel significant, I need to feel important. That means I don't feel that. Because if I really felt that, I wouldn't care. See, it's different. So what we want to look at is where do you want to go as far as what do I want to create, and what is my conflict to going forward. So that's what's happening in this karmic wheel. What's happening is I have all this energy here that's conflicting with really what I want to do, because you have two different journeys that are happening at the same time. One is you have your journey for your mission. Who's on a mission here? Everybody's on a mission? We're all on a mission. Everybody's on a mission. We're like the Blues Brothers. We're on a mission from God, right? We're on a mission, right? Everybody's on a mission. That's one part of your journey. The other part of your journey is your emotional journey. And they are intertwined. So let's say your mission in this lifetime, because you have to understand, you came coded with a mission and you know what that is. It's in your soul. Your coding is in your soul. So when someone comes with a mission to be a business person, someone comes with a mission to build a bridge, someone comes with a mission to write a book, we have a mission, it's coded to you. That's part of what you're here to do, and I'm here to have this emotional experience as well. That's part of your karma. Your karma is on two sides. So what part of my karma is this is what I want to do, this is what I'm here to do, this is what I'm driven to do. Does anybody get up in the morning, have a feeling this is what I want to do?
Yeah.
Anybody have that feeling? What do you want to do? What do you want to do?
Love.
What's that?
Love.
What else? Well, what do you want to do? Think about what you want to do. What's your mission? What's your feeling? What are you here to do? How do you make the world better?
Bring light to other people.
So how do you do that?
Your attitude.
Yeah? What else? How do you bring light to other people?
Just the way you carry yourself.
Well, not, but what about the way you feel? Right, that's important, because I pick up your vibration. So that's why when people are in higher energy, you're actually making other people feel better, even if you don't even talk to them. You don't have to even talk to them. Just by being around, you're helping people feel better. But certain people have internally this drive, this feeling to do something, right? You have like this feeling, I really think I want to work with animals, I want to do this, I want to do that. So does anybody have those vibes, those feelings, those mission-driven feelings coming up? Well, I always wanted to do X. What's X?
Write a book.
Write a book. So why don't you do it?
I am doing it.
Good, so you're already doing it. How far along are you?
Well, as far as I should be.
And why do you say that? Why you
Well,
judge?
because-
Who did he just judge, by the way?
Him.
So-
Why are you judging yourself? You're already doing it. You're on your mission, man. You're doing it. Why are you judging yourself?
It's made a commitment that
You made a commitment to do what?
you're not ready by a certain time.
That's no big deal. Why is it the world? You're not stopping.
No, I'm not worried about in that regard.
So-
I'm behind that schedule.
So what? Why is that bothering you?
It's not really.
It's not. You just brought it up 3 times. I would say. So you had your mission, but what did you just add to your mission?
The deadline.
An expectation. Right? I created an expectation, so I have a mission, now I've created an expectation. So if I don't do it in a certain way, I'm no good. So this is why I say to you, you can set a goal, you might miss it, it's okay, you just reset it. You see, I don't want you to beat yourself up. This is what we do. Oh wow, I did this, I should have done this. Oh wow, I did it this way, I should have done it that way. Oh wow, I didn't do it fast enough, I did it too slow. Oh wow, I said I was going to be done by this and I didn't get it done. So what do you keep doing to your energy field? Think about your energy that you're sending out. What are you doing all day?
Getting yourself down.
Right, I'm lowering my energy. Oh, I'm no good, I'm no good, I'm no good. See, I'm still 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 no good. This is all part of your old pattern of karma and energy that you had from a kid. So the question becomes, why do I want to do this to myself? What does it keep you? What does it keep you in? What's the feeling?
That I'm not doing things right.
So you're doing it wrong.
Yeah.
So who made you feel like that?
My father.
So there you go. So now you just keep proving, you just keep holding the space there, right? You just keep doing it. Instead of saying, I'm writing a book. Did anybody in your family write a book? So isn't that pretty good? Think about that. Did anybody in your family write a book? It's pretty good, don't you think? You're the first one in your family. Why are you not thinking of it that way?
I am, actually.
You are, but you're still holding an expectation that you think you did it wrong.
Yeah.
Understand you said it, right?
No, I do.
So the
I
fact that you
understand.
said it means it's there. So we want to be aware of
Thank
this.
you for pointing it out.
No, so what I'm saying to you, but I want you to be aware of this within yourself, right? You want to be aware, not beat yourself up. Because it's all in your energy. I'm here to pull it out, but I don't want to have to pull it out. I want you to say, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to keep beating myself up. But that's what, see, everything goes back to your conditioning. You're conditioned to beat yourself up. You're conditioned to do that. I remember I would walk in my house and I was waiting to hear what I did wrong. Anybody?
Yeah.
You like would walk in and say,
Yeah.
You're part,
Try to sneak in.
try to, but you knew, okay, I hope, you wake up in the morning. So imagine, think about yourself as a kid, when you wake up in the morning and say, oh, I hope I'm not in trouble. Is that a good way to start your day off? Is that a great way? Let me start my day off waking, oh geez, I hope I didn't do anything wrong now. I can't think of anything, but God knows. My mother once yelled at me because I didn't push the chair in at the kitchen table. That she actually took me there when I was a kid. And she said, come with me. So now I'm like, oh, I did something wrong. Now I'm trying, now again, my brain as a young kid is saying, well, I can't imagine what I did now, and I'm being led in a direction, so there's obviously something. So now I'm trying to say, what did I do going in this direction at some point in the last whatever hours that I did? And she said, you see this chair, why did you push this chair back in? I said, I'm sorry, I was running out, whatever I did. You know, if you would pitch in, the house would be in much better shape. That's what she said. So that was pitching in to go like this. So that meant, see, so now what does that say? I want you to think about this from your childhood. What does that say about growing up with those types of people? What are they looking for?
What you did wrong.
Right. Not what you did right. So I'm not looking at you to say, thank you so much, you did 100 things right. I'm looking for the one thing you did. Now, looking at it in retrospect as an adult, I say, I must have been a pretty good kid. That was the worst thing you could find that I did, was that I didn't push the chair in. I must have been pretty good, right? Because you had to search to find that I didn't push the chair in. That's pretty good. I didn't go deal drugs. I didn't go, kill somebody. I didn't, I didn't push the chair in. So, in retrospect, I said, I was pretty good. Now I can look at it a different way. But as a kid, I'm like, oh, what did I do? It's almost like every single day. So you have to understand, that's very powerful for us as kids. Because we grow up with that, and that becomes ingrained, and that becomes a wheel. That you're looking for something. It's like almost like I get up, do I get up looking for something I did wrong?